I thought today I'd get in the festive spirit, the holiday spirit, and tell a Christmas story, because I don't think I've done that before on Christmas. Maybe I have. I don't remember. It's been, quite a few years since I started my channel here. But I'm going to tell a story time today that takes place on Christmas Eve back in 2015. It's definitely one of my favorites. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's pretty funny, pretty crazy. And if you enjoy it, leave a like on the video, and let's get into it. Also, real quick, I have a new song out. First link in the description. Anyway, today's story time all takes place in 2015 on Christmas Eve. Now, usually every Christmas Eve, I would do the same thing, and I still do the same thing every Christmas Eve. Usually, I just sit inside all day until like 6 or 7 p.m. Then I go meet my family somewhere for dinner, whether it's at like a family member's house or like at a restaurant. That's what we'll do. And on this day in 2015, that was going to be the same plan. Or so I thought. Well, on that day, I woke up, got up out of bed, took a shower, kind of just was playing some Xbox. It was Christmas break, so I had no school or anything. And one of my friends texted me, like an hour into me getting up. Let's call this friend Xavier. Xavier texts me, and he goes, "Yo, what are you doing today during the day?" Because he knew I had plans later that night to see my family, so I think he wanted to hang out before then. And I was like, "Nothing, man. What about you?" He's like, "I'm actually going to the mall with some homies. You should pull up." Now, I'm not going to lie. That sounded kind of fun. Going to the mall on Christmas Eve, watching people, freak out over last-minute Christmas shopping and, eating some junk food at the food court. Sounded like a good time to me. The only worry was I didn't think my mom was going to let me go, because usually on Christmas Eve, like, my mom just didn't let me do shit. So I told Xavier, I was like, maybe, let me go ask my mom. So I put the phone down, went in the other room, went up to my mom. I was like, "Hey, can I go to the mall with some friends?" She's like, "On Christmas Eve?" And I was like, "Yeah, like just for a couple hours. I'll be home in time to go to the family gathering." And then she's like, "Is the mall even open?" I'm like, "Yeah, till like 6 or 7, I think." And she goes, "All right, well, you got to be home before 6. I'm like, "Okay." So this left me like 3 hours or so to hang out with them at the mall. And actually, this was working out really well, because I actually had some gifts for a couple of my friends that were going to be at the mall. I had a gift for Xavier, because he was one of my best friends at the time. And then one of my friends that was going, Alex, I had a gift for him as well. The other people that were going, they were cool with me. Like, we were like kind of mutual friends, but we weren't that close. So I didn't have gifts for them. So sorry to them, I guess. But anyway, yeah, I told Xavier that I was going to be there. He told me they'd all be meeting up there in like half an hour. And that's what happened. A half hour later, my mom dropped me off there. I met up with Xavier, Alex, the other friends, and we sat down at a table in the food court. And after sitting down, Xavier points out the 2 gifts I'm holding. He goes, "What, you got some presents for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, these are for you and Alex." And immediately Alex was like, "Oh man, I feel like ass, bro. I didn't get you anything. I wanted to, but I can't afford shit." And I was like, "Bro, completely fine. Like, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it." Because like, we were kids, dude. Like, a lot of us didn't have jobs, like no money. So it made sense that he couldn't get shit. So anyway, Xavier and Alex opened up my gifts. I got Xavier a t-shirt from a band he really liked. And I got Alex a poster of a band he liked. Both music related gifts. I didn't really know what else to get him. And they were both pretty stoked, pretty excited. They were being cool about it. And Xavier told me, he's like, "Bro, I was actually going to get your gift today at the mall. I was going to ask you to like not come with me for a sec to the stores so I can go buy it, if that's cool with you." And I was like, "Bro, you don't even have to get me shit. It's all good. Like, don't worry about it." And he's like, "Nah, man, I was going to get you something anyway. Like, serious." I'm like, "All right, man. Well, it's up to you." He's like, "For sure." So after we ate lunch at the food court, we all got up and we started walking through the stores and stuff. And Xavier split off from us to go to one of the other stores to get me something. And like 10 minutes later, he comes back to the store we're in, me and my other friends, and he comes up to me with a bag, and he goes, "Here you go, bro," and he hands it to me. And the crazy thing is, this bag like already was like wrapped, like he had gifts in there that were wrapped, and like it was a birthday gift bag, and there was like paper in it and stuff. Like he had it like ready to go, right? And I start going through it. The first thing I pulled out and unwrapped was a game, which was pretty crazy. Bro bought me a video game. It was one of the Battlefield games. I can't remember which one, but he always played Battlefield and he always tried to get me on it. And this was his, attempt at finally getting me on it. He bought me Battlefield, which was very nice of him. And I was stoked on that. Then the next thing he bought me was a hoodie from Zoomies, which honestly has never been cheap. Like, kind of blew my mind. My homie spent so much on Christmas gifts for me. And then after that, Xavier goes, "I have one last thing for you. It's a surprise, though. Close your eyes." I go, "Okay." So I close my eyes. Now, I fully expected him to fuck with me. I knew he was going to do something stupid to me. Like, I knew it was a gag gift or something. And then he goes, "Okay, open them." And I open my eyes, and he is holding one of those, like, 3 feet long fucking confetti blaster things. And it's right in my face, and he proceeds to shoot it at me and explode it all over the store and me. This was stupid for 2 reasons. One, I'm pretty sure those things have a piece of metal in them that like break the foil on top to make the confetti come out. So that could have just hit me in the face and hurt me. Maybe not, I might be wrong. But the other issue, and probably the most, ridiculous issue here, would be the fact that he just completely ruined this store. If you guys have ever seen one of these things shoot off, they get confetti everywhere. Like, they're meant to be fired outside. Like, dude, when I tell you this store was covered in confetti, like everywhere, all over the clothes, all over the ground, all over the aisles, like, dude, everywhere. And after he shoots this, it also made a loud pop. It sounded like a fucking gunshot. One of the ladies in the other aisles screamed when it went off too, so that just added to it. And next thing I know, one of the employees is coming down the aisle screaming at us. And she's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you thinking? Like, get the hell out of here. Go to the security office right now. Like, you guys are getting banned from the mall. And next thing I know, we're being escorted to the security office and sat down in the office and interrogated by security. This employee of the store's in there. The security guard's in there. They're asking us, like, why we did it. What were we thinking? All that shit. And me and all my friends are just kind of, shaking our heads back and forth. And then finally, after, some back and forth of just talking, the security guard goes, yeah, so I'm going to have to ban whoever did this from the mall. So which one of you actually did it? And at first, my friend didn't raise his hand, Xavier. He didn't, raise his hand and admit to it. And the people at the store didn't see it happen. They just saw the aftermath. So they didn't know who did it either. So the security guard's like, listen, either you tell us or we're going to ban you all. Now, after he says this, pretty much all of my friends looked at Xavier because they didn't want to get banned from the mall. And it kind of gave it away. The security guard after that was like, did you do it? And he points to Xavier. And Xavier's like, why do you think that? And the security guard's like, well, all of your friends are staring at you after I said that, so I think you did it. And Xavier goes, yeah, whatever, fuck it, I did it. So Xavier admitted to it, which was kind of nice of him because I didn't want to get banned from the mall. And yeah, they issued him a lifetime ban from that mall. He could never go back. They took a photo of him, put it up in the security office, put it in their system, got all of his details, called his parents to come pick him up. It was crazy. And we all got kicked out for the day. They kicked everybody else out just for the day because we were fucking up the Christmas shopping. And when they were escorting us out, we passed by that store. And dude, it was still looking terrible after 20 minutes of them cleaning it up. There was still just confetti all over the aisles. And yeah, after this, I had to call my mom. I'm like, hey, come pick me up. And she's like, oh, that was quick. And she came and she picked me up. And I told her what happened on the way home. I was like, yeah, we got kicked out. And she's like, what? What'd you guys do? And I was like, oh, I didn't do anything. Just Xavier. He shot me with one of those confetti things. And she's like, what? In the store? I was like, yeah. And she goes, why? I was like, I don't know. And she's like, you guys are insane. But yeah, man, to this day, I don't know why Xavier did that. And I also don't know how he was hiding it so well. I think he had it down his pants or something. Because those things are pretty long and pretty hard to conceal. But I didn't see it until it was in my face getting shot. But yeah, there's a moral to this story. I'm sure you could guess it already. But it's don't be like Xavier, all right? You don't do that in a store in public. That's just a one-way ticket to get in trouble. But yeah, man, definitely a pretty hilarious Christmas gift, I'm not gonna lie. The things he did get me were very nice, and that, to top it all off, was definitely pretty funny. Even though it was wrong, obviously, to do that in public. But yeah, guys, that's my Christmas Eve story. It's not the craziest story in the world, but I think it's still pretty funny and pretty ridiculous. It's not every day where you could say that on Christmas Eve, your homie got you kicked out of the mall and almost banned forever. And he did get banned forever, so yeah. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Peace. Bitch, you gotta know your place. Bad bitches, pull up on me. I got 2 switches, 20 gauge rounds. Hit you up like it's nutrition. I've risen, everything came to fruition. Stop the jealous talking on your girls, mine, I might hit it. I heard my name is in your mouth, yeah, I really doubt you want me talking back, 'cause I